Hi everyone, it's Andrea, and today I want to share with you my TBR pile for Dewey's 24-hour readathon. So Dewey's 24-hour readathon is a readathon that happens online twice a year. It's at 24hourreadathon.com, 24hourreadathon.com, and I'll leave a link in the description for that. But it's basically a readathon where you sign up and what you try to do is read for as many of the 24 hours as you can. It starts at the same time everywhere, so it's a different time depending on where your time zone is. So for me, I'm in Pacific time zone in the United States, and so it starts at 5 a.m. for me. In Central, it would be 7 a.m. In Eastern, it's 8 a.m. So for me, it would go from 5 a.m. Saturday, October 22nd till 4:59 a.m. of Sunday, October 23rd. I never get through the whole 24 hours. I normally crash somewhere around hour 18, and I usually don't even start right away because 5 a.m. is pretty early for me. So I usually wake up around 7 or 8, and then I have a breakfast, and then I kind of get going finally around 9 or 10. So the readathon has already been going on for 4 or 5 hours by the time I actually get to it. So I usually end up not reading as much as I would like to, so I'm hoping that this year I will get a lot more reading done. There are also lots of different things going on during the readathon. If you go to the website, they'll list different mini challenges that are going on each hour. You can win prizes, you can go and cheer for your fellow readathoners and just kind of chat and interact with them as well. So there's lots of cool stuff going on during the readathon. I love it. I've done it for several years now, as often as I can. I usually have my husband take the kids and go somewhere and try and have them busy all day so that I can do the readathon. So anyway, let's get to the TBR pile, shall we? I'm a really slow reader, so even if I'm reading all day long, if I'm not reading a graphic novel or something like that, I feel like I don't really get too much accomplished during the readathon, because if I sat and tried to read a normal novel during the readathon, I probably would just get that book done and that's it, which is still nice. I mean, getting a book done in a day is a big deal for me. That normally doesn't happen. So that's still a nice thing to do, but I usually try and keep my pile to be graphic novels, manga, short stories, or finishing up a book. That way I can feel like I got plenty of things accomplished and I got more than one book read during that time. So my pile is mostly graphic novels and manga. I do have a couple books that I'm currently reading that I'm hoping to finish before the readathon, but I'm going to go ahead and show those to you because that might be something that I end up reading during the readathon as well. So the first book that I am currently reading that I hope to finish before readathon starts is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I just started this book today, the day that I'm recording this. I'm hoping that I can get it finished in 6 or 7 days because I'm recording this a week before the readathon. So I'm really hoping that I can finish this. I'm not very far in at all. This is a book club book. My book club, we are going to be reading this and a couple other books this month, and we are going to be going and seeing the movie as well, which will be fun. So this is what I'm reading right now, and I hope to finish this before the readathon actually starts. But if I don't finish it before then I'll be hopefully finishing it up during the beginning of the readathon. The next book that I'm currently reading that I might have to finish up during the readathon is Enclave by Anna Aguirre. I've been reading this book for several months, actually. I started it in August, I think. July? I don't remember. I started it several months ago, and then I realized I had a whole bunch of books, library books and books for book club and review books that I needed to read instead, so I put it on hold. So I'm halfway through this book. It's a zombie book. It's really cool. I really like it, and I'm really hoping that I can finish Miss Peregrine and then finish this one before readathon starts. But if not, then I'll probably be finishing this up during the readathon. So now we're actually getting to the actual TBR pile for the readathon, and these are the books that I will be choosing from during the readathon. First we have Attack on Titan, 18 and 19. I love Attack on Titan. I've made a video recently talking all about how I love Attack on Titan, and I'm getting close to being caught up with it. I believe there's only 20 volumes out so far, and so I'm very close to being caught up. But these are from my library, and they're due in a couple weeks, so these are definitely at the top of my TBR for Readathon. The next book on my pile is Geek Parenting. It's a book from Quirk Books they sent to me a while ago, and I've been meaning to read it for a while now and review it, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But I think it'll be a nice quick read, and I think maybe I might read a manga and then read part of this book and then read a graphic novel and then read part of this book and then go back and forth. And I think that that will be maybe kind of a fun way to break up the books. The next book in my pile is The Babysitter's Club, Christie's Big Idea. This is the first graphic novel in the Babysitter's Club graphic novels. It's based on the first Babysitter's Club book by Anna Martin, and this one is by Raina Telgemeier. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I found this at a local resale shop, and I was really excited because I loved the Babysitter's Club books when I was a kid, and I thought this would just be a real fun, nostalgic read, and also a quick read since it's a graphic novel. The next few books that I have on my TBR are the Saga graphic novels. I've already read volume 1. I might need to reread it just because it's been at least a year and I don't really remember it. But I have volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, and volume 5 that I have bought a long time ago and meant to read. So I hopefully will get to these as well because I've been meaning to read these for a long time. This is a really cool comic series and it's all science fiction, fantasy. It's really, really cool. And so I'm really ready to read some more of this series. Then I have Low by Rick Remender and Greg Ticini. It's about in the future how the Earth is pretty much uninhabitable and humanity is forced to live underwater. I don't really know much else about it. I just know that it sounded really cool and definitely up my alley, and I really think the artwork is really cool too. The next book I have is Injection, and it is a comic, and I'm just going to read the back of it because it sounds really cool. Once upon a time, there were 5 crazy people and they poisoned the 21st century. Now they have to deal with the corrosion to try and save us all from a world becoming too weird to support human life. So I just think this sounded really cool, and the artwork, again, sounds really awesome. This sounds like it's very much me. I really like science fiction kind of things like that, so it sounds very cool. And then the very last book on my TBR pile is the first volume in The Wicked and the Divine. Now this is something that's not totally normally me because it's more about angels and gods, I think, and I'm not really into supernatural kind of things as much as I am into science fiction, but I do like some of those kinds of stories occasionally, and I've heard really, really good things about this series, so I'm very excited to read this one as well. So that's my TBR pile for Dewey's 24-hour readathon. If you are participating in the readathon, let me know in the comments below, and I will talk to you later.